Hey, it's Anna Marie from ERA King Real Estate in Birmingham, Alabama. Recently been working with a couple agents in my office, getting some deals to closing, and almost all of these issues that were run into was either one of the agents, either on the buy on the list side, had waited to the last minute to either handle some of the due diligence on the purchase agreement, order a survey, order a septic inspection, or it was a lender waiting to the last minute to look at the file. And so these issues arise, a day before closing, hours before closing, and it's just, I think it's unacceptable. I mean, there are so many things that can be done in advance so that you have enough time to work out the issues prior to closing, so that you don't have to move the closing date. I don't think that when you put a closing date on a contract that it should be, something that we're like a horseshoe target, something that we're close enough for horseshoes. No, that is the date that these buyers and sellers are focusing their lives around. I mean, they're, they had their entire house, everything they own is in a box, either moving out or moving in. They've asked, friends or grandparents to watch their kids so they can go to the closing and then start the moving process. And we won't even talk about the amount of money involved in hiring movers and the packing of the boxes and stuff like that. So I don't think that the closing date should be thought about as a rough target that we're trying to get. They should be steadfast and hard. And as real estate agents, you should partner with lenders and closing agency who also feel that same way. I mean, and don't get me wrong, yes, stuff comes up that is you can't fix, but I would almost venture to say 95-97% of the time it's things that if they hadn't waited till the last minute to handle, as realtors hadn't waited to the last minute to handle, there should be no reason that the closing should be delayed, or you should not find out the day before closing, hours before closing, that the closing will be delayed. It is something that it could have been found out 2 weeks in advance when the survey was ordered, when the septic inspection was ordered, that there was issues then. So and as a buyer or a seller, this should be the realtor that you choose is very important, because these are things that being able to get to closing is very, very important, and being able to get closing on time reduces a lot of stress in your life, and all this stuff that's going on. And the realtor is equally as focused on hitting that closing date, and they are working on fixing and crossing off the due diligence on the list to get you to closing. That is something that I would ask those questions when you're interviewing an agent or when you're working as a buyer's agent. How do you handle your due diligence list? Are you do you think we can hit our closing date? Little things like this that'll just make us smoother transactions. Questions, comments, disagree? I want to hear, what you have to say. I'm open for discussion. You can always email me at anna-marie@era-king.com, or you can leave a comment below.